Hello and welcome to episode 109 of Writing in the Weeds. We are so excited to have you back with us today, and thanks for being here. If this is your first time here with us, I am Natasha Lockie. I'm here with my amazing co-host Jenny Brandon, and today we're just going to talk about timing, and also we're following on from last week's episode of what are the thoughts that we're paying attention to and what are the thoughts that we're not paying attention to that not make us, but direct us in the wrong direction, so we make the wrong decisions that end up costing us time, they end up costing us money, and they end up just taking us down a path that might lead us away from the one that we're wanting to go down. And basically it's that, like, you're in the weeds, you're stuck, and instead of sitting down and journaling it out, instead of noticing what's going on, you start making decisions out of that fear. Let's dig into what that fear is and what those thoughts are and what those decisions then end up looking like. So again, I'm Natasha Lockie. I am a business builder. I'm here to help you get clear on the tech that you need so you can get yourself clients, get yourself a website, get seen, get visible. If you've got an online course that you're dying to bring out to the world, or you just have information that the world could benefit from, I'm here to help you make that happen. And as I said before, I'm here with my amazing co-host Ginny, who's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to get dug into this.
Yeah, I'm Jenny Brandon. I'm an animal communicator and energy healer for animals and their people too. If you are having challenges with your relationship with your pet, whether that's behavioral or emotional, or you've got a lot going on in your life and you'd like a little more support for you and your beloved companion, that is a great reason to have a session together.
Awesome. So I think we can start this out with some stories. Let's go story time. I think I've spent a lot of time over the last few years making the right decisions and the wrong decisions. The right decision was when I freaked out during COVID. Everything, the rug got pulled out from under us. And I was like, well, we could dig in. We could get a house we don't want to live in. We could pay rent in a house we don't want to live in. We could stay in a location that my husband didn't want to be in anymore. We could try and buy this house that we're living in. And my fix it went into overdrive. I totally had an investor. I had someone to help us buy the house. And you know what? If we had bought the house, we could have sold it a couple of years later and made a couple of $100,000. But I didn't know that. I had a feeling, but we couldn't afford it. And my friend said to me one day, Tash, are you happy? He was the guy who was going to give us the money. And I went, I'm really not. I am so miserable. And the only reason I want to buy this house is because if I continue to have to do this work and run this business and be in this mental state, I need to be living in a place like this, because otherwise none of it's worth it. And on that answer, I was like, screw this. I'm packing up my shit. We're going to Mexico. And we just did the exact thing that was so not logical. And it was so amazing and it was so incredible. And it was like all these opportunities came out from that. And then I came back and the world got smaller again. And then we went back down there and the world got smaller again, and I burnt out and I wasn't able to keep expanding. And it's like the world has just gotten smaller and smaller, because after that I started making decisions out of fear and scarcity and not knowing if it was going to work out. And those were the thoughts that were taking up the space in my head that basically led to me having to, like, blah, 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 down the hill. That if I'd been paying attention to what was going on in my head, I'd be in a completely different situation today.
Yeah. And I have plenty of stories that are the exact same thing about making decisions based on the fear of missing something, or the fear of, if I don't take this course or work with this coach, that I'm not going to have the tools that I need to do what I need to do to make my business work. And it sucks. It's super painful, when we end up down the road and we're like, oh, look at all that money that's just gone now. And I don't have I don't want to say anything to show for it, but I don't have the things I expected to have to show for the work that I've put in or the investment that I've made. And it hurts, right? I've really come to believe that there are no right and wrong decisions that you can make in your life path. It's all experiences, and we're always learning and gaining information. So just because we made a decision that cost us financially a chunk of change and did not give us the information or tools or whatever that we expected it to, that's not failing. There's no right or wrong with that. And if we get bogged down in using that language, it can slow us down from being able to make decisions in the future.
Well, and like Abraham, who I reference all the time, talks about putting things in escrow. If you're in a shitty relationship and your partner is doing things that aren't cool, you're basically like, thank you, because you're letting me know the way I don't want to be treated. And it's like,
Exactly.
I'm putting these in a box so that when I find the right relationship, none of these things are going to be included. And sometimes things are good and they're bad, but noticing is so key, right? Because a bad decision or a bad experience, the key to that is that it didn't give you what you needed in that moment. And noticing, like, well, why did I make that decision? Why am I in this situation again? Those are the keys to the kingdom. And it's, as you say, right? Everything is neutral. I mean, if you ask ChatGPT about money, it'll tell you that money is nothing. I've got all these Instagram reels where people are like, I asked ChatGPT what money was, and the robot's basically like, oh, money doesn't really exist in the way that we think it does, right? It's all just part of the experience. The money experience for me is no different than my feeling like I'm being rejected. If you actually start to look at the experiences you're having, they say that if you're not treating money like a good friend, then money's not going to enjoy your company. And so money won't be around you. And I'm having this situation right now at work, which I find kind of humorous and annoying at the same time. On one hand, I'm working with a bunch of 20-year-olds. I realized the other day that I could literally be these people's parents, which is kind of depressing, scary. Like, I'm the same age as their parents. Why would they want to hang out with me? And quite honestly, why would I want to hang out with them? We're on different bandwidths. I get up and do yoga in the morning, and I do yoga in the evening. I'd much rather be doing yoga than eating shitty food and drinking alcohol and smoking weed. That's not what I do. I'm old. I do yoga and then I go to bed. Or I build my business. I don't have a lot of time. And if I'm going to create long-lasting friendships, it's probably not going to be with 20-year-olds. But it still hurts that they don't like me, or it feels like they don't like me. And I was like, okay, well, how am I treating money? Because maybe I'm doing the same thing. I'm ignoring it. I'm not inviting it to the party. When I need it, I'm like, hey, come over here and do what I need you to do. But then I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to ignore it afterwards. Those experiences are such good triggers and such good ways to be like, oh, okay, right. How do I need to shift what's going on, and how do I need to be making these decisions from the place of where do I want to be, not where I am right now. I'm scared that I don't have an income after the 19th of September. That's terrifying. When you owe as much money as I do right now, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is that going to be fixed by me taking a $1,500 a month job, sitting in a very cold, wet, windy, miserable place by myself with my husband and my dog for the next 8 months? Probably not.
Yeah.
It's not going to make things better. And I was sitting like, okay, do we stay here because that's safe? I'm like, where am I making that decision from? Because The only difference in costs I have is that I have to drive from here to Mexico. And quite honestly, that's kind of terrifying in itself. I got to get across the US border. I don't think ICE is going to pick me up for being a tourist in the US. I think we'll be okay.
You're good.
And then I got to go across the Mexican border where somebody decided one day to point out to me that there's like a whole lot of cartel going on and it might not be safe. That was nice. Okay, all right. Now there's an extra fear. I feel like I'm running the gauntlet. I just got to get to my property in Cerritos. And then I don't think safe is the word. But then I'll
Yeah.
be somewhere else. But it's
Yeah.
no different than being here. We could have been taken out by a tsunami the other day.
Yeah. Well, and what you're highlighting is that perceived idea that safety is somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you're always chasing the need to feel safe by taking actions that are really not going to give you the security you're looking for. The security you're looking for comes from the inside. It's an inside job,
Totally.
and it's not easy. It requires you to sit down and be real with yourself and real with your feelings and acknowledge them and be aware of them and actually own what's going on internally. And like you said about money, kind of befriend all the feelings on the inside, even the ones that are uncomfortable, even the ones we label as bad.
Yeah.
Again, reminder, there is no good or bad. Everything is what it is. And experiencing it is part of the human experience. It's part of the range of emotions that we get to experience. And if you can't experience angst or worry or fear or anger, you don't really get to experience joy and happiness and celebration and elation and all of those other things that are on the other side of the spectrum. They're not good or bad. And when we are always running to the next thing that makes us feel safe, we get there and we're like, I don't feel any safer than I did over there. So I need to do something else, right? There's another doing. Do something else. Take another course. Buy another coaching package. Go to the gym more. Move. Get a different job. If only I had a different blank, I'd feel better.
100%.
And it's not true.
That is exactly what our society has been making into a commodity. Like we have made not thinking for ourselves into a commodity. Recently, my friend Mel Gal wrote this article that like that's what Generation X did. Instead of taking all this knowledge that we have about the way the brain thinks and just blowing it open, we made it a commodity and we're selling it to people as like, you can't think for yourself. You don't know how to fix your hormones problems. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to have mindfulness. You don't know how to meditate. You don't know how to do yoga. You don't know how to stretch, right? You need me to teach you how to do that thing. And so we're constantly looking for coaches to fix a problem, or we're looking for a way to find security and home inside of ourselves. And not one coaching program is ever going to work for you if you are looking for what is inside of you externally. The coaching programs that work in every single manner of anything you can imagine being coached on, they work when they're helping you move further along your self-discovery journey. And I'm doing this Living Values Education. It's the program that I've been working on with my dad. And one of the things that popped up recently was this lady's like, well, how can we give a certificate unless we check these people's work? Because if somebody could just come in and type random numbers and letters into the boxes and be able to click done, and then at the end of it, they get their certificate. And I'm like, hold up. First, you said that this is a self-discovery journey. So how can you be wrong? How can your answers be wrong if you're digging deep into your own values? As long as you are doing the work for yourself, you literally cannot have a wrong answer. And secondly, I don't mean to be rude, but the certificate is not worth anybody's time to go and scam it. You do your first aid certificates online. You do your boat license certificate online. You do your serving it right, your food safe. Name the thing that you get a certificate for that you have to do it in order to get the job. These things are done online and nobody is checking that you put the right answers in. And those are actually certificates that are needed. So if you're going into a self-discovery journey to get a certificate at the end of the day, why would you not be doing the work? So therefore, our mentors and our coaches are there when you get stuck and you're like, oh, I just really am struggling with going deep into the value of love and whether I'm really sharing love with the world, or am I loving myself in a way that's allowing my light to shine. That coach or mentor is there to be like, all right, well, how can we dig deeper into this? What can you do today? What practice can you add in? What actions can you take? Those are the coachings that actually change us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rant over.
Yeah. I've signed up for so much coaching over the years that really did not give me what it promised to give me. And I look back now and I know that it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right situation, or that coach was overselling themselves and I didn't realize that. And it happens. We encounter that all the time. The flip side of that coin is the program I'm in right now with Laura Michelle Wolf is giving me insane amount of value, but it's also the exact right time. If I had tried to do this program a year, 2 year, 3 years ago, it would not be giving me the value I'm getting out of it now. And sometimes you don't figure that out until after the fact. And that's not fun, but it is what it is. Yeah. And sometimes you do have a very clear felt sense of knowing that this is the next best, most right step for me right now. And whenever that happens, by all means, do whatever it takes to take that step, because that is everything in your system lighting up and telling you, go do the thing, even if it feels scary, even if it feels hard. And being able to discern the difference in your system is so valuable. But this is not what we're taught ever in our culture and our society. When we're children, we're made to go to school and sit down, shut up, and learn what's on the board. And who gives a crap if this is not the best way for your body to learn? And no one cares about how you feel about any of that.
Well, are you signing up for this because you think it's going to fix a problem that you have? That's wrong. Nothing can fix anything. Or are you signing up for this because you believe that this is going to help you and support you take the next step? And it doesn't matter if it's paid or it's free, but there is a clear, like any decision in your life, what it comes down to is why you're making the decision. So you decide that you suck at mountain biking and you're like, I'm going to go and take a course because it's going to fix the fact that I suck at mountain biking. No mountain biking coach will be able to fix the fact that you think you suck at mountain biking. There are a lot of people that suck at mountain biking that think they are really good. I could very well be one of them. And there are a lot of people that are really good at mountain biking that think that they suck. And the coach cannot solve that problem for you. What the coach can do is give you some tools and some tips, and they can give you some ideas on how to do things better so that you mechanically are able to ride the bike differently. But that, like, I suck at mountain biking, that's an inside job. Exactly as you just said. I suck at managing my money. You can actually be really good at managing your money and still feel like you suck. No money course is going to fix that for you. No budgeting app is going to bring that into line for you. That's like, you can't fix that problem. But what you can do is that you can decide, and I've got this sticky note that is on my keyboard, so I remember to do my wins. This was a conversation me and Jenny were having yesterday where she's like, Tash, you keep talking about the wins chat we have. but you're the one who's not showing up to the wins chat. And I'm like, legitimately, my schedule, my structure, the way I was doing it was I would get into bed, I would do my wins chat. That doesn't work when you have no cell phone service and your Wi-Fi is turned off before you go to bed. So I have not found another routine to support me in making sure I go into the wins chat. So I forget. And Jenny's like, well, clearly it's not important to you. Like, legit called out. And it was quite interesting because I was listening to Jenny's message yesterday and I was a little bit like, it wasn't just about the wins chat. It was about a few other things. And I was like, man, don't call me out. Like, I'm not really interested. And like, I'm telling you that we need to be more vulnerable on our podcast because that'll get more people. We'll get a better community. I want to be in the top 25, which is a smaller amount. So Jenny's nervous system doesn't have to freak out. It's like half as many people downloading our podcast on a monthly basis. First of all, I was really tired and I'm like, well, I can't do any of the things I said I was going to do. And I came home early for lunch. I had lunch and then I went back to work and I dealt with a issue that I had been avoiding, like an issue that's been cluttering up my inbox. Like, you need to file your work safe. That I got locked out of the system because I haven't logged in for 13 months. I should have shut this account down like in October or December when I sold my business. I might not actually be able to shut it down, but I can sure as shit go in and put a 0 return. I owed them $1,000. So I went in, I filed all my returns, and I paid them the $1,000. And I then went through the inbox because I had to find the book that Jenny's like, you need to read this book. And I had to go through 100 emails in order to find the one that had the book attached to it. And in that process, I got to delete so many emails because half of them were from this WorkSafe that I was kept telling me I should file that I was ignoring. And all of this to be like, that thing, there are two more things that are taking up so much space for me. And one of them is a GST return that needs to be filed. And it's work I don't want to do. And the other one is unraveling my taxes so I can file my taxes and get up to date. And until I do those things, they're taking up space and they are making me make bad decisions. Now, if somebody came to me and said, give me $5,000 and I will take care of that for you, I'm going to be like, well, no, you can't fix this problem. This is a problem I have to fix. And B, I'm like, I'm just waiting for someone to say, I'll fix that for you. But nobody can fix it for me. It's a problem I've got to deal with. If I don't deal with it, I'm going to stay stuck in the weeds and I'm going to keep making the wrong decisions. And I'm going to be focusing on the fact that the 25-year-olds don't want to hang out with me because I'm not lovable. Well, yeah, I'm not lovable because I'm pissed off at myself because I haven't done the things that need to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish I could pay someone to fix this problem. There's so many things I wish I could pay someone to do, but I have learned the same way as you, Jenny, that I've spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to pay someone to fix the problem.
Yeah. And it doesn't work. It's not going to ever work. And the reality is, in order to get these things done, you have to get a little uncomfortable, right? You have to be able to sit there with the discomfort, focus on what it is you need to do, get to the right website, go check the boxes, find the login, whatever it is. You've got to be able to sit there and deal with it. And your nervous system has to figure out how to cope.
Totally.
Reach for the tools in order to get it done. And that's the only way to get through it. But if you never push your nervous system to expand, you won't ever get there. And that's the whole point of our podcast, right? We know
Totally.
how to do these tools in our passions. We know how to be uncomfortable in our sports.
Yeah.
We know that. We know it's going to be uncomfortable. So by George, guess what? The rest of life is the same way. It's not any different at that point.
Well, and it will be hard. I went to re-log into this thing and I did it on a Saturday and then I needed a payroll code. I didn't have that. I'm like, okay, well, I can either go through my file box, which I know I have a copy, but I might not. I might have thrown them all out, put them all on the fire because I didn't need to keep them. And so then I had to make a phone call, and it was a 10-minute phone call. I also got to ask her about closing the account down. She gave me the number after asking me some questions I was able to answer. And then I was like, oh, now I have to go into my QuickBooks and find the answer to how much did I pay in payroll. And I went in, I ran the report, and at the top of the report, you know what the report said? Amount for WorkSafe BC. It literally gave me the answer, plugged it in. The $5,500 bill went to $1,000, and I was like, well, you got two decisions here. Do you not pay it, or do you pay it and be done with it and now deal with the credit card bill? And I was like, I want to wipe WorkSafe BC out of my brain, and so I'm just going to pay it. So I did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the beautiful thing now is if I don't file returns, they're going to assume my returns are nil because the last couple have been. But the point to all of that was that, yeah, I did have to jump through a few hoops. The hoops were not rings of fire. It was so easy, and I had just been avoiding it because I'm trying not to look at any of that stuff. And again, it's the same as the feelings I have when the 25-year-olds don't want to hang out with me. It's got nothing to do with the 25-year-olds. It's the same feeling. What have I done wrong? Why don't they like me? Money, what did I do wrong? Why don't you like me? How have I messed this relationship up? Can I fix it?
Yeah.
And instead of trying to fix a relationship with 25-year-olds, I should be fixing a relationship with money. Me and money and me and myself are the people that's what matters, or I will keep making the wrong decisions because I will be trying to fix something.
Yeah. Well, the pattern will continue. It's not necessarily that they're wrong decisions. The pattern will continue. And that's the work I do with people and their pets, is that a lot of times if we take the time to spend more time worrying about how we're showing up for ourselves and how we are being present in the situation resolves itself. And you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. It sounds wild until it happens to you. And then you're like, whoa, what just happened here? I feel better because I've worked on me. I'm taking care of my own business for myself. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the universe is reflecting back to you that internal shift. Yeah. And that is the biggest key to figuring out how to make decisions, is looking inward to get a real honest answer for yourself. You've got to be able to listen first. You have to be able to know what your internal landscape is like and be honest about it. Yeah. Sometimes that's why things don't show up in our world, or why we struggle with certain things. Because guess what? We keep trying to lie to ourselves. Your subconscious knows when you're lying to yourself. Your subconscious knows all of that stuff. And if you keep trying to pretend it's all okay, when you have a tax bill hanging over your head, or when your pet's not behaving, or when your relationship's in the shitter, whatever it is, if you keep trying to pretend it's all fine, your internal body knows it's not. And that's the first step to take, is to go, you know what? I'm not going to lie to myself anymore. I'm not going to make up these stories. I'm not going to pretend I'm feeling any other way than I'm feeling. And I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to sit here and go, yeah, that's uncomfortable. I'm going to reach for my tools. Shake your body, move, do whatever it takes. Massage your ears, rub your ears really hard. Whatever it takes to get your anxiety and your nervous system to chill out for a hot second so you can get it done. Yeah. And the more you reach for that, the faster the change comes, the faster things get to be easy, and the better the rest of the world around you gets to be.
Because it is just a reflection of your inner world. This is honestly quantum. It's crazy. Yeah. And we just tiny little shifts, as you say, and just keeping on doing them, because you'll make those shifts and the whole world will change, and you'll be like, oh my God, I broke through. And then
your nervous system goes, we don't do that. And so you have to go, and do it again.
And do it again.
Take the step again and do it again.
And as Laura Michelle has been talking about recently, the thing you're doing is the key to where the shift is. And if you start jittering and things start not aligning, those are actually the keys to show you that
Yes.
you're making that shift. Because as soon as things start to agitate, it's like you've hit the nerve in the quantum field, and it's like nope. It's like you're screwing with the 1100 1100 you're trying to read, and the matrix is like nope. You can't. Nope. We got to keep you down. Keep you down. Keep you down. Keep you here. No, no. We can't
Yeah.
have. Oh shoot! Another one took the blue pill or the red pill or whatever it is, and off you go.
And the thing is that that should be the flag that tells us to go into that tells us
Absolutely.
to stay there until that feeling dissipates. Don't go away. Don't
Don't
go the
go
other way
away.
from it. Don't go to the thing that you think is going to make you feel better from that feeling. The answer is in the feeling. The answer is in the jitters, in the buzz, in the feeling. And the longer you can stay in there and wait, the easier it will be to get to the true answer for you that is going to make the biggest difference and get you where you want to be instead of mucking around in that same pattern that you keep rolling around in the weeds in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And talking about patterns, I do have one that is of me being late to work, and it is 9:04, and I'm supposed to be at the office. So we're gonna wrap this up, and we're gonna keep going on this because I think this is a cool topic. And please let us know if this resonated with you. We're not alone. If you're having a human experience, you're having a human experience because we're all having this human experience. We all get stuck in the weeds, and we're all looking to fix things. When you can catch it and make those decisions from your human design, from your gut, and not from that headspace that is trying to fix something, that's when you are the most awesome person that shows up in that bike class, for your animal communicator, in whatever coaching program you've decided to take. Because the reason you're not showing up for whatever it is because putting your wins up every day is not going to fix you if you're just doing it. But it could change your life if you choose to make it about celebrating your steps daily. It's the reason for doing it that really matters. And so, with that, I am Natasha Lockie. Again, I'm a business builder. I am here to help you get through the tech so that you can get more clients. You can put that website out there finally and get it sorted so that you can get more business. And if you've got an idea that you think could really help and walk beside people and give them a skill, but if you've got knowledge that you could share that could help people do things, then bring it to me.
I'm Jenny Brandon. I'm an animal communicator and energy healer for animals and their people too. You can find me on the web at soulpetconnections.com and on Substack, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under the same handle. So thank you all so much for hanging on through the ride through the weeds today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.